Searching the web for professional library jobs has become a bit of a hobby for me as of late, since I am graduating soon. I've gotten used to sitting down and checking a bunch of different websites for new postings. I wouldn't call it a fun hobby, but I can't seem to stop. In the pursuit of saving time, I wondered, can I be doing this faster with some sort of hack? Obviously, bookmarks in the browser can save me from typing out web addresses, but that just seems so common. I mean, I can't be bothered remembering which of the scores of bookmarks are relevant to my job hunt, since I seem to have bookmarks for everything. What about keyboard shortcuts? I can make a shortcut to these websites, place them on my desktop, and set up keyboard shortcuts to launch them. This is almost a neat idea, but how do I remember that Control-Shift-H is my shortcut to Site A, and that Alt-Shift-R is my shortcut for Site B? Seems unwieldy and way too much to remember. If only keyboards had a bunch of keys that never get used for anything else. In frustration, I look at my desk and see this odd contraption. This is my Razer Naga Hex gaming mouse. This little monster has more buttons than a mortal mouse would, 11 in total, with 6 right here for my thumb. I normally use this thing to play games like World of Warcraft, where it helps me take on some serious challenges. Well, okay, some challenges are more serious than others. Still, these extra buttons have to be able to solve my dilemma. What if I could map these thumb buttons to launch my favorite websites at any time? So let's give it a shot. First, let's set up some desktop shortcuts for some websites. I can do this a lot of ways, but the easiest is probably by loading the site in Google Chrome and simply dragging this icon onto the desktop, creating shortcuts. By right-clicking on a shortcut, I'm given a pop-up menu, and I'm going to go into Properties here. In the Shortcut key field, Windows is giving me the option to choose a keyboard combination to use to open the shortcut. By default, Windows likes it when we have combinations that include Control-Alt-something. We don't want to pick a combination that we might use elsewhere, not intending to load a website. So let's assign these shortcuts to Control-Alt-1 through 6, since we have these 6 numbered buttons on the mouse we want to use. There. Now, if I were to type, say, Control-Alt-1, this site would launch. Now, to assign this function to a button on my mouse. The software that comes with the mouse lets me do quite a lot to customize how it works. When I launch it, I see I have a profile that I use for gaming, and basically everything else. But why not create a new profile for when I am not gaming? If I click this here, I can create a new profile. Let's call it Windows. Looking at the mouse from the side, I can see that these 6 buttons have already been assigned to the numbers 1 through 6. I just need a way to type Control and Alt at the same time. So going back to the first view, I see I have these top buttons that I basically have no use for when not gaming. How about I assign one of these to the keys Control and Alt like this? Great. Now hitting this button on the mouse is like hitting Control and Alt together. So hitting this button and one of these 6 thumb buttons should be like hitting Control Alt 1 through 6. I still have my gaming profile here. I can set it up so that this profile is used by default when I play specific applications such as World of Warcraft, so that if by accident I manage to hit both of these buttons together while gaming, I'm not accidentally launching a job posting website. And that's it. Now, when I hit these buttons on my mouse, I can launch any website I configure with a shortcut in this manner. Honestly, this could be used as a shortcut to anything on the computer. I could set it to play my favorite movies, launch any Office applications, load various games, basically whatever I can make a shortcut to. All in all, this makes it genuinely simple to launch something at any point, without first getting into a browser or looking at the desktop. It might not be elaborate or particularly difficult, but who cares? It's fun, and it gives me an excuse to justify buying gaming mice for every computer I have. Most importantly, I can still use the mouse as it was intended, as a serious tool for conquering gaming at the highest and most intense levels.